Marianne Williamson once said, "The key to abundance is meeting limited circumstances with unlimited thoughts." And I feel like that is one of the most important things that we do as coaches. We meet people where they're at and we show them that they have unlimited opportunity, unlimited potential within them. And that all they need is to unlock it. They need to empower themselves from the inside out. And I love the style of coaching that we teach in the Yes Apply method, because it's never about, trying to be like the coach, listening to every single word that they say, jotting it down, following them. No. It is not about that at all. As a Yes Apply method coach, we are in service to our clients, to the people in our community, and we know that they have everything in them to be successful. And all we're doing is showing them that unlimited amount of energy, of power, of love, of intelligence that is locked within them so that they can unleash it and reach their highest potential. And so I'm so excited to dive into this module, which is about abundance mindset. Now, my whole life, I grew up feeling in scarcity, whether it was not having enough for the things that I wanted or feeling like I had to compare myself to other people. I was always asking myself, why did this person or that person have something that I couldn't? Whether it was the perfect family or the perfect outfit or whatever it was. I was often comparing myself, feeling like I wasn't enough, or feeling like I was a bad person because I didn't have so many of those things that the people around me had. When I discovered personal development, I stumbled across thinking abundantly, having an abundant mindset, and my life completely changed because I went from thinking that if one person had something, then I couldn't, to recognizing that if one person had something, they were an example for me that I could have it too. And everything in my life started to change. Rather than thinking if I started a business or went after my dreams that I would run out of ideas, that I would run out of ways to do it, options, choices, whatever it was. When I started to believe in abundance, I recognized that whatever tools or resources I need would show up just as I needed them. And thinking with an abundant mindset gave me faith that when I move forward, focused on my dreams, focused on supporting others, focused on changing the world, then the resources that I needed to support me in that great mission would be there for me. And so that's something that I really want to instill in you. And I want to support you in instilling that in your clients, because when we move into abundance, we move out of not enoughness. When we move into abundance, we recognize that life was never meant to be a struggle. Life was meant to be amazing. Life was meant to be fun. We are here to experience the full spectrum of emotions, and we are here to be supported, and we're here to love others. And when we can do that in community, that's how we'll be able to make the world a better place. And that's why there needs to be a Yes Apply coach in every household. I truly believe that at the core of coaching is helping people shift from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset, recognizing that there is unlimited resources, unlimited potential, unlimited ways that they can improve their life and love their life. If you think about any limiting belief that you have, you'll often find that at the core of it, a big part of it is scarcity. Thinking that, one that I hear all the time is, I can't be a coach because there's so many coaches out there. That's a scarcity mindset. Rather than thinking there's so many coaches out there, think of the millions and millions of people that need to hear your voice, that need to hear the work that you do, and see their faces and see how much their life will change when they hear your story, when they hear what is possible, when they hear about all these incredible tools that we teach. Or when people compare themselves, they say, I'm not pretty enough because I don't look like this person, or I don't look like that person. But first of all, who's creating the standard of beauty? That's such a scarce way of thinking and looking at the world. And it's not your fault. It's not anyone's fault. It's, the media, the marketing, the movies we see that make us think that we have to look a certain way in order to be beautiful enough. And then on top of that, thinking that beauty is the only way to be happy or successful. And when we can tear down and tear away all those social constructs, we recognize that there is no one person that's more beautiful than another, because there really should be no standard. It should be about loving ourselves that is the most important. And we should also understand that when we can help the entire world get behind that way of thinking, it's going to be a completely different world that we live in. People will stop getting in their own way, because rather than comparing and trying to be someone else out of scarcity, they'll look inwards and they'll dive into their own natural abilities, their own natural gifts, and really just pull that out of them and recognize that they're more than enough with what they already have within them. And abundance isn't about money. Abundance is having more than enough choice, having freedom, having faith, having resources, having creativity. That's what abundance is really about. And of course, when you have that sense of abundance, when you have that sense of creativity, when you have that sense of knowing that you are going to be successful no matter what, and you are going to be happy no matter what, that gives you the freedom to go after your goals. And if one of those goals is money, then you'll have the resource and creativity and strength and faith to go after it. But money and abundance aren't about the same thing. Abundance is knowing that there is more than enough for everyone, creating that for yourself, attracting that for yourself, and then also sharing that with others. And so when we can no longer send negative vibrations to that person we're comparing ourselves to, or the person that has the car that we want, or the person that has the business that we want, or thinking that there's not enough and that if one person has it, then you can't. When we can leave that behind and not push that negativity towards others, then that means we're letting go of that negativity, those uncomfortable feelings, those hurtful feelings within ourselves. And then we're able to send a positive and powerful message to our subconscious mind that we believe that if they can have it, I can have it too. If they can be happy, I can be happy too. If they can have more than enough, I can have it too. And I can help and support others in creating that. And it's when we have that intention to create it, that collectively we will. And that's why I think it's also so important that good people have access to abundance, because when good people do, then we can make good, positive change in the world. So here are some ways of thinking when you're thinking in an abundant mindset. You'll know that there is more than enough for everyone. You'll be giving from a place of love. You'll be being and embodying your power and creativity, and you'll be in a creation mode instead of a competition mode. Whereas when someone's in scarcity, they'll be thinking that if someone else has something, then it's taking away from others. Or that person will only be giving if they know they're going to get in return, or just not giving at all. They might be thinking that other people can control everything in your life or know more than you, and that knowing more than you is going to make them more successful and leave you behind. Or they'll be in a state of competing, cutting corners, or copying others to get ahead. So let's talk about each of these and dive into when you shift from a scarcity to abundance mindset and you really are truly embodying that in your being, how that's going to affect you positively as a coach, as a human being, and how it's also going to support your clients when they begin to think in this way. So the first one is knowing there is more than enough for everyone. When you know that there's more than enough for everyone, as a coach, you're going to support your clients so much deeper. I've seen in the past people come to me and tell me that they've had a situation where a coach was competing with the client for whatever reason. And so when that happens, the coach isn't in a state of knowing that there's more than enough for everyone, and they're withdrawing on their capacity to support that person. And that energy can truly be felt. Now, when the coach knows that there's more than enough for everyone, then in serving the client, that coach is actually going to gain so much more. When you serve someone deeply, whether it's teaching them, whether it's sharing them, whether it's supporting them in their growth, when you allow that to happen in your energy field, it actually helps you grow even more as well. And so as a coach, when you know there's more than enough for everyone, you will coach your client to their maximum potential, knowing that your client can reach their maximum potential and you can too, and there's no need for competition. And of course, as the client, they're gonna feel this. They're gonna feel loved, they're gonna feel supported, and they're gonna feel like they have someone there for them as they're reaching these new heights. A big reason why someone even seeks out a coach is because they don't have a lot of people in their personal life where they can talk about these new levels that they're reaching or their big lofty goals. And so as a coach, when you're holding that container for them to dream big and for them to make quantum leaps, and you're able to see that happen and only feel love and happiness, that's going to be such an incredibly safe place for them to truly grow. And of course, when they grow, that's going to help you become a coach for even higher level clients. The next one is giving from a place of love. So I know for me, giving from a place of love was huge in growing my business. When I first started Yes Supply, I was just starting out, of course. And so I didn't know everything that I know today, but I really wanted to help and serve people, especially people who are a few steps behind me in terms of shifting my mindset. And so even when I didn't know what to post or what to talk about, I would just ask myself, how can I love my audience today? And I would just show up and share and help and try to support. And I believe that if I could just help one person, if I could just help one person see things differently, have a better day, go after their dreams, it was enough. I wasn't giving hoping that I would get something back, and I wasn't giving just to look good or whatever it was. I was truly just loving and supporting my community and the people in the world. And of course, as we'll talk about the universal laws, whatever you put out will come back to you in one way or another. And so it was for me working alongside the universal laws that actually did work in my favor, even though I wasn't just doing it in that energy of giving just to receive. This is also going to help your clients as well, because they're going to feel the love in that container. As humans, we make so many decisions from our feelings. And so when the client feels like when they're working with you that they're being held in a place of love, they're going to want to come back again and again. They're also going to feel that sense of trust when they need to share with you or be vulnerable with you. The next part of being in an abundant mindset is being in your true power and creativity. When you're in scarcity and you're comparing yourself to others, you're going to think that you need to do what someone else is doing or be like someone else in order to be successful. And there's so many ways that can create energetic leaks in your aura and in your energy. Because essentially, if you need to look at what this person is doing and what that person is doing in order to move forward and take action, you're first and foremost going to slow yourself down. You're going to be procrastinating in a way that hides itself as researching, when really you're giving your power away to other people, thinking that they have the answers or they have the right way of going about being successful. When you know that however you do it is the right way, and you dive into your power and you dive into sharing the message that you're meant to share, you're going to come into a place of powerful, love-filled energy, abundant-filled energy. And just like we talked about before with intuition, people are intuitively going to be attracted to that power, to that love, to that abundance, and they're going to want more of it. And that is the thing that's going to help you build the community that you're seeking and build the community that you want to have. It's you being in your power rather than giving it away and becoming a magnet for more abundance. And of course, this is going to positively impact your clients as well, because you're going to be a role model for them them of what being in your power looks like. They might live a life where they don't have anyone around them who is in their power. And so you get to show them what that looks like. And you get to show them how being truly creative and tapping into their soul will help them create a better life. And next is creation rather than competition. So we've all been there before where we're feeling a sense of jealousy or envy. And what that feels like in a body is anger. It feels like frustration, and that doesn't feel good. And whatever work we do, the energy that we do it with goes into our work. And so when we're working from a place of frustration, we're working from a place of, oh, why does this person get to have it and I don't? We're putting that energy into our work, and we're essentially creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. When you tap into your creativity, you tap into a sense of innovation. You're gonna find yourself leading the charge, doing something that may never have been done before, but you're doing it in your own powerful way. You have more energy, you feel like you're having more fun and being more fulfilled because you're doing what's true to you and your purpose. Now, on the flip side of this is the scarcity mindset. So the first part of scarcity mindset is thinking that there's not enough and that if someone else has something, then it's taking away from others. Now, what that can do, if you're in a scarcity mindset and you believe that when you have something, it's taking away from others, what you're going to do is reject abundance in every sense of the word. Whether it's having more money, having the clients that you want to work with, having the audience that it is that you want to build, having the tools or technology or resources that you need to build your platform and create beautiful resources for the world, like maybe videos, books, whatever that is. If you reject all of these good things that can support you in growing your mission, you're going to stay in the same place. And what can also happen energetically is you might feel frustrated because you know that you're meant for so much more, but you're not allowing yourself to have it. It will often feel like an internal conflict where part of you wants to help so many people. And of course, that will create abundance in some way, because if you're helping a lot of people, you might need a team around you so that you don't get burnt out. You might need to pay for tools like internet or electricity so that you can send your message into the world. And if you're afraid that you're taking away from others by having the tools to do it, you won't be able to do the best work that you're meant to. You might also feel anger or frustration towards people that do have it, and you may spend your time being angry with these people rather than focusing on doing the work that you're being called to do from your soul and from your heart. The next part of being in a scarcity mindset is only giving if you know you're going to get. And that goes without saying. If you're giving only to get in return, then you're not really giving, right? It's something that's often called toxic favors, right? You do a favor and then you ask the person, when are you going to pay me back? When are you going to do something for me? And it really isn't giving at all. It's just doing something to service yourself. And that never feels good. And the person who does that, they're constantly keeping tabs. I'm sure a lot of their energy is being taken up, keeping tabs on everyone who owes them something, rather than tuning in to the abundance that lives inside of them. The next is thinking people have something that can stop you from creating your success. And what happens when you have that belief that someone else can stop you from moving forward in your life and having the life that you want is oftentimes we stop ourselves. And this is a big part of me creating Yes Supply. I used to work in a job where I was surrounded by people who I could see so much potential in. They would say things like, I want to be an entrepreneur, but I could never do that. I want to be an artist, but I could never do that. And what I realized back then, and I realized still happens today, is that so many people won't say yes to themselves, and they have no idea if the world is going to say yes to them. Maybe that artist, if they would just put their paintings out into the world, people would buy them up and celebrate them, and they'd be in museums and they would be changing the lives of so many people with their beautiful art. But because they said no to themselves before they even gave themselves the opportunity to see what could happen, they ended up getting a no because it became a self-fulfilling prophecy. And so often when we believe that other people are going to tell us no or other people are going to reject us, we just stop ourselves before we even started. And that will keep us in our same scarce place. And this is why the work that we do and the techniques that we teach and do with our clients are so important, because we can help people shift those beliefs that they have about the people around them so that they can begin to work from that place of power and creativity. Like for me, for example, I used to believe that people wouldn't want to support me. If I was giving a talk and I accidentally tripped over my words or said the wrong thing, I believed that people would want to throw tomatoes or boo me off stage or say that I was a terrible, horrible person or not a smart person. And so for a long time, that kept me from speaking up. That kept me from going after my dreams. And once I shifted my belief of what I believed about the world, and I started to believe that, you know what, there are people out there that want to support me. There are people out there that would like to see me do well, just like I love to see other people do well. And the more I began to believe that, the more my life changed to reflect that. And the next one is competing, cutting corners, or copying. So when you're in a scarcity mindset, that's what people will often do. They'll cut corners, they'll try to copy others, or they'll compete. And again, it never feels good. It always feels like you're operating out of integrity. And so for me, there's been so many times where I've just chosen to think in an abundant mindset. Like, for example, when I decided to launch this very program, I decided to invest a lot of money that I actually didn't know how I was going to pay for it, but I trusted the very same thing that led me to that place where I could invest to get the tools and the knowledge to launch the business of my dreams. When I made the decision to do that, I did it from an abundant place. I asked myself, the version of Reese who's impacting thousands and thousands of people, who's able to have more than enough resources to have the team that she wants and to grow her business in the way that she wants and to reach the people that she wants, what decision would she make? What knowledge would she have? And I realized that it was not about the money at all. It was about the opportunity. And so I never wanted to let money be a thing that stopped me or slow me down. And I trusted that if I went that route, I would eventually have more than enough. I would earn it back tenfold or 20-fold. And so I made the decision that that's how things were going to be for me. And I decided to not give up until I had it. And so I think that that is so important, just coming at everything from an abundant mindset and supporting your clients at moving towards what it is that they want from an abundant place as well. And going back to purpose, which we're going to dive into later, what I also tied my purpose to is giving back. And so at Yes Supply, we donate to children and villages in Africa. We donate to people who are fleeing domestic violence. And we also donate to causes that support ending human and child trafficking. And a big part of my mission is changing the world. And it's through giving these charities and these foundations that have these positive impacts that they're making on the world. By me helping to support them, they can support making the world a better place. And so that's another big reason why it's so important for good people to have access to abundance so we can do more good in the world. So remember, there's more than enough opportunity for you. You, deep down, know what your message is. You know what you're meant to do. You know what you're meant to share. And you have unlimited opportunities, unlimited ideas, unlimited access to creativity to get there. I want you to remember that. And as you move forward, as you embody that, as you feel this in the core of your being, you are going to become a lighthouse for the people around you, and they're going to be able to tap into this abundant way of thinking and looking at the world too. To wrap this up, I'd love to dive into our Earn While You Learn segment. So I want you to think back. Where is one place in your life where having an abundant mindset completely shifted things for you, helped you open up to new opportunities or look at something different? I want you to share a tip about abundance mindset or a story on how having an abundance mindset changed you, or maybe something you're going to implement to help you have even more of an abundant mindset in the future. Share that with your online community. And remember, if you share that you're learning more about abundance mindset with the Yes Supply Method certification and someone signs up using your link, you'll be able to earn passive income as you move through this program. So thanks so much for being with me in this module. I'm so excited to dive even deeper with you, and I'll see you in the next one.